The helicopter is being buffeted. Forward visibility for the pilot is obliterated by driving rain. So concentration is a key here. Now that the mannequin, the dummy, has been released, that is the target area. The pilots on board, Lieutenant Commander Russell Helstern and Lieutenant Commander Roberto Torres, both Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University graduates. Now, from an altitude of 15 feet, the rescue swimmer, Petty Officer John Foss, who is at the door now, will be leaping into the simulated rescue victim. At the door is Flight Mechanic Chief Brian Daniel and Petty Officer Robert McDonald. From an altitude of 15 feet, Petty Officer John Foss goes to the water. Now, if it's bad for the helicopter, it's got to be bad for the swimmer, the rescue person. You know that the waves are gigantic waves. Swimming in these cold conditions, it saps your strength. You have to imagine the training and conditioning that one of these rescue swimmers has to have. A victim, a person in need, as indicated by the red flare, has been located by Petty Officer John Foss. Now that victim may be in a May West, may be in rescue gear, they may be in shock, they may be passed out. And the Coast Guard rescuers tell us many times, even though they're there to help the victim in shock or nearly in shock, they will fight you off. They just don't understand what's going on. So you have to subdue them first, get them calmed down. Now the basket comes down. Two ways to get people from the water back up to the helicopter. The basket might be for somebody who is unconscious or in shock. It is a little smaller than the human body. It will be dropped down, and the simulated victim, or in case the real victim, will be placed inside of that basket. Once in the basket, it has a travel rate of 250 feet per minute. You're going to see that speed up to the door where the flight mechanic is at. So the swimmer is waterlogged. They are tired. They are exhausted. They are in shock. They may be passed out. They are of no use to the rescue swimmer at all. They are dead weight. And believe me, dead weight is a tremendous amount of responsibility. So up in the basket goes the mannequin. Once up to the door, the flight mechanic, Chief Brian Daniels and Petty Officer Robert McDonald will hoist the victim aboard. Now you still have the rescue swimmer, Petty Officer John Foss, in the water. His time is limited too because of the tremendous amount of stress, physical work, and cold weather that it takes to keep your strength up. So once getting the victim on board, it's very important that you go back and not compromise your rescue swimmer. Ideal conditions today, but it's not all glory. Now another way of getting the rescued or the swimmer back into the helicopter is the harness. Now the harness is going to be brought into John Foss. He'll wear that, he'll secure it under both arms, and that will be the anchoring device rather than hanging on with a grip. Then you just see, it's not so easy. That harness started to fly away from John Foss. He has to swim to the harness. The pilot is doing everything he can to get the harness and to keep it over John Foss. John puts that under his arm, then all he has to do, and I don't mean to say all, what he has to do is lock himself in that and let the harness do its work. He'll hang on the way up. Give him a wave on the way up, if you will. Cool as a cucumber, all in a day's work. On the average day, the Coast Guard will save 15 lives. They will assist 117 people in distress. They will conduct 90 search and rescue cases. They will protect $2.8 million in property. They will enforce 129 security zones. They will interdict and rescue 15 illegal migrants at sea. They will board 4 high-interest vessels.